this Anambra lawyer was arrested for what she did to that housemaid. She had a lot to say when she was paraded. She added lots of spice to her own version of what happened to Happiness, a 10-year-old housemaid. Hi there, my name is Wemimo and also known as TabMamo5 and TMO5 Candle Co. If you are new here to my channel, welcome, and if you're a returning subscriber, thank you for always coming back. You all are the real MVPs, you all are the real G's. So remember the story of that Anambra lawyer that I shared on my channel last week. I'm going to pop a card of the video into somewhere here, and also we all know that she is called Adachukwu or Kafo. She's an Anambra-based lawyer, and a 10-year-old maid, who was called Happiness, which I shared last week on my channel, as I said earlier on. So I will leave a link to that video in my card so that you guys could go watch it. Okay, so she was arraigned by the police, and she got to share her own version of what happened and how she punished the girl, a 10-year-old housemaid called Happiness. So what she described as the punishment was totally different from what was in the report. The police standing beside her. I'm going to be sharing the clips of what she said according to the police. So the police, what she said was different from what the police read out. So here is what Ada, the lawyer, had to say. I'm going to drop a clip for you to watch it so you could hear from the horse's mouth. Like, lawyers, they are trained to be professional what? Professional liars.
I'm Mrs. Adachukwu. Happiness Mafo. She's my help. I actually got to know her from my auntie. I told her auntie that I actually wanted an 18-year-old girl to look inside my car. I saw the girl on top of my child, my 6-year-old son, naked without bagging her, as like she was having sex with my son in the car. I shouted and people came out. She ran out with her pants on her hand. But for the security of the place, my car, Regina Nankwa, Odicha, that caught her and handed her to me. I got a cane downstairs in my front of my house and was flogging her. While I was 5 steps from her, remember I came in around 8:30 in the night. So I knew that I was meant to arrange food for my kids to eat because the next day was school. So I put food on fire. When I now called, I told her to lie down, remove her skirt. I was going to flog her on her bum because of what she did. So when she lay down, I started flogging her. While flogging her, my son now told me that she has been doing it. That whenever she's beating her, she'll be touching her penis. And also when she's applying cream on her body, that she'll be touching her penis. And that twice I went downstairs to charge my car, to power my phone in my car, that she would tell her to lie down on top of her and be banging and be doing her bar. No, my son explained, and she confirmed it too. And I was only flogging her with cane. Then she started running. At the point she got up and she started running, she was running away from the cane. So she ran towards the kitchen. So I remember I had food on fire. She ran towards the kitchen to escape to the kitchen door. The door she went to escape to was locked. She tried to come back. My kitchen is a narrow kitchen, and the first thing in front of my kitchen is my gas. She mistakenly pushed the food on the gas. It fell on the floor. She entered the kitchen with her back. She entered the because she ran away from cane, and she mistakenly sat on the gas of food on fire. That was what happened to her. The blade got to her skin. The blade of the gas. She sat on the gas and fell. She was almost falling with the gas. I rushed the gas and held it, and she planted her face on the pot of food that fell on the floor. That was what happened. I didn't use iron, anything like that on her. I didn't use a knife on her.
So after watching that clips there, she claimed she requested for an 18-year-old maid. What would she not say? Because she knew that's number one thing she'll be held for. Tell me what lawyers are trained to do, if not to lie. So according to the report, Happiness had only stayed 3 weeks in her house, and she said Happiness is an 11-year-old girl, not 8-year-olds as previously mentioned. So she did say Happiness is 11-year-olds according to the barrister. She claimed she needed to to add some petrol to the car when they were going out, and she went to the garage to buy some petrol, came back and saw Happiness, the maid, on top of her 6-year-old son, allegedly having sex with him. I am telling you categorically that this is a fat big lie. So this girl did not do this to your child in the confines of the house where she would not be seen, but she decided to do it in the car, in the open, where everybody will see her. Lawyer Adachukwu, are you for real? Seriously? She claimed she shouted when she got back, and Happiness had her pants in her hands and ran away, and people came out. Who are these people who came out when she shouted? Have they been questioned by the police? Have they been written up or held up as witnesses? Because if the case goes to trial, in fact, this case has to go to trial because it's already been charged to the courts. So she claimed that people heard her voice when she screamed, and they came to ask her what happened. She claimed it was the security at that area where she parked her car that caught Happiness and handed her back when Happiness ran away when she caught her. And she said eventually, after her car was fixed and all of that, because her car was overheating, lawyers now with their extra spices when it comes to lies. She said she got back home about 8 o'clock to about half 8 at night. So she claimed she flogged Happiness with a cane and asked Happiness to remove her skirt as she was going to flog her on her bum because of what she did. Yeah, that was what our lawyer Adachukwu Okafo, that was what she told us. She claimed that her son said Happiness has been molesting him each time she bathed him. You all know from my previous video I said, what business does a 10-year-old girl has bathing a 6-year-old boy? It is just not appropriate. She claimed Happiness ran, bumped into the gas cooker which she was cooking on in the kitchen, and that Happiness mistakenly sat on the hot food and gas that fell on the floor. Hey, lawyer Adachukwu. She claimed that it was the blade on the gas that burnt Happiness, that gave Happiness marks on her face and the marks on her buttocks, and she fell onto the hot food on the floor. So it was the hot food on the floor that gave Happiness those marks on her buttocks, and the one in her private part. That is what Adachukwu, our lawyer, is telling us. Like, seriously. She also claimed that she did not use a hot iron or knife on Happiness. The wounds on Happiness claimed otherwise, because those wounds, there's no way somebody will fall on a hot or burning gas or a hot pot that will have such burns on their bum. So police statement by Chidima Ikenyonwu, media aide for Anambra State Commissioner for Women Affairs Ife Obinabo, stated that February 5th of this year, of the news of Happiness with burns all over her body, which was inflicted on her by Barrister Adachukwu Okafo, the trained pathological liar lawyer. Happiness had only been staying with Adachukwu, the lawyer, for only 2 weeks. So 2 weeks, only 2 weeks. Happiness has only been staying with her for 2 weeks. So Adachukwu, the lawyer, pathological liar, tied Happiness' hands, covered her mouth, and flogged her mercilessly. She then did not stop there. She went on and inserted a hot knife into Happiness' private parts and grind and poured fresh hot pepper into Happiness' private part, and also burnt her face and buttocks with a hot iron. Iron that we use in ironing cloth.
We've already gone to court with the police, and all her bank accounts are blocked. She can't access her money, and she won't access it until such a time, because that is what was giving her money she was using to keep this case down. All this while before the bounty was announced. Just for 2 weeks in her house, a period during which the said barrister accused the minor falling with the penis of a 6-year-old son while bathing him. On January 29, 2024, this suspect accused her of this and proceeded to tie her hands, tie her mouth, and also tie her hands and flogged her. She also inserted a hot knife into her private parts and poured ground pepper into it as well. She then placed a hot electric iron. She plugged an electric iron to the electric socket, allowed it to be hot, and used it on the maid's cheek and on her 2 buttocks. After causing the maid trauma, she now locked her up in her toilet from the afternoon of the incident till the evening of the following day without food.
She used it to burn Happiness' buttocks. That is what this police officer read out in the report. She locked this child up from the afternoon till evening of the following day without food. She took the girl naked, like naked, to her guardian, which was the person that brought the girl to her the following day. And upon bringing this girl naked, though, there was no clothes on Happiness' body. Blood and water was hosing out of Happiness' private parts. This was when the hands raised an alarm when she saw the condition of Happiness. Even though this lawyer, Adachukwu, pathological liar, already threatened that if they report her, that she was going to show them, because she had an influence. She had lots of influence as a lawyer. It was when this aunt raised an alarm. The passers-by, Nigerians with our mobile phones, filmed Happiness with her injuries, and obviously this video was posted onto social media. I don't think I want to share that video here, but if you want to see what the slight of that injury, the previous video which I'm going to leave in the cast, you can watch. There's a short image here. So, like, guys, being a barrister that she is, we all know lawyers are trained to be pathological liars. They actually went to university to learn how to lie. Even though some of them, when the truth is glaring us in the face, they will still tell you that, no, this is not the way things are. Did you all hear the lies she narrated in the video? Like I said, I'm going to share the video. Did you all hear the lies? She kept stammering. Our own version of the story did just not make sense. It did not make sense at all. Like, I was just watching her talk and I feel like giving her a good beating. Yeah, I feel like giving her a good beating. So according to the Minister for Women Affairs, Uju Kennedy Ohaneye, she claimed that Barrister Adachukwu's assets have all been blocked her bank account has been blocked by the court, because obviously it was what she had access to money. That was why she was able to try to run away and die down this case. She has been trying to obviously kill the case so that people will not, get her arrested, because money has been exchanged, and our police officer, when they see money, she also boasted about having influence, that nothing is going to happen to her and stuff like that. So guys, I just felt that as a lawyer that she is, she knew better not to recruit an underage girl. We all know about the Child Rights Act of 2003, if I'm not mistaken. The minimum age that you can actually start to introduce minimum household chores for a child is from the age of 14. So what business does a lawyer have recruiting a 10-year-old girl, either 10 or either 11 or what business does she have recruiting an 11-year-old girl as an housemaid to cater for your 4 kids? Like, if that is not wickedness and madness, I don't know what else it is. And don't get me wrong, I'm not trying to shade lawyers out there. No, there are some good ones amongst them, but there are some ones that they are just pathological lies. Like I said, the truth will be glaring in the face like this, and they'll be telling you black is definitely black when you can see that white is white. So, like I said in my previous video as well, justice should not be tempered with mercy for this lady. She should be made to, rot in jail. Her kids should be taken away from her. Like here in the UK, there was a news I shared on my channel at some point, maybe sometimes early this year, where a couple of nurses gave a tablet to a patient. So the medicine they gave the patient has not been prescribed by any doctor, but they gave this patient the medication because they felt the patient was annoying them. These nurses were struck off the nursing register and they were sent to jail. This was just giving medication to adults. But in this case, she abused a young child. It's more or less like she enslaved this girl. So she should be made to go to prison and pay for her crimes. She should be disbarred. Like, she should never ever practice law ever again in her life. Even if she decides to leave Nigeria at some point, she should never ever have the chance to practice law again. And I also said in my previous video that her husband clearly knew about the way she was treating this girl. Her husband should be held as an accomplice as well. So obviously, like I said, by what the Minister of Women's Affairs said, I know she's going to be made to face the law. She's obviously tried to keep this matter down by bribing people, but obviously the long arms of law will catch up to her. And also, I just want to say this to those of you who are recruiting underage housemaids. Please don't recruit underage housemaids. There are professional housemaids out there, nannies, living nannies, or going and coming back nannies. Recruit those ones and stop recruiting children. Stop recruiting children, for goodness sake. Like, in this modern age where you have your own children, like I said in my previous video also, when you have children from the age of 6 or 8 years old, even an 8-year-old, and that 8-year-old child cannot even make proper cup of tea for themselves or cannot go and get cereal for themselves, you are practically spoiling such child. A child from age 8 should be able to shower, like take a shower themselves. My youngest daughter, she was totally independent from the age of 7. Now she's 12. She will cook you noodles. Even her older ones will ask her, oh, Maria, do you want to cook this for me? And I'll be like, why should she be cooking for you? You need to start, mothers, you need to start teaching your kids to be independent from a very young age. And with that being said, that does not mean that you're going to abandon them. But they need to start to learn to do basic things for themselves, like brushing their teeth, taking their own clothes, putting into the laundry machine, being able to shower themselves, dress themselves up. And as a mother or as a parent, all you're actually doing again afterwards is making sure that they've done things the right way. So guys, let me know what you think. Do you actually believe this lawyer story? Like, do you believe her own narration of what she said in the videos I've shared? Like, so I'm just sharing small clips because I don't want copyrights on this video. So let me know if you actually believe everything she said there. And also, lastly, I would say, if it's actually true, that this happiness girl did commit what she mentioned, this little girl will need rehabilitation, because at the age of 10 and she's already engaging in such acts, she would need to be rehabilitated. And obviously, I don't know, or we don't know how she's been exposed to what she was said to have done. But like I said, if it's actually true, she needs to be rehabilitated, and obviously proper attention should be focused on her as well. But that doesn't mean that because of what she did, that should be meted on her. She doesn't deserve to be treated that way. She's a child, and she needs to be corrected via the proper channel, not the way this barrister did. Anyway, guys, let me know what you think after watching this video and after listening to her. Do you think, yeah, the lawyer was justified for the actions she took on this child? And obviously, what advice do you have for this young child, the one that was allegedly said to have done this thing? And also, what advice would you give for the parents in regards to this lawyer's son that was allegedly also molested as well? Keep all your thoughts, your opinions, comments in the comment section. I'll be reading them. And don't forget to like, drop a comment in the comment section, subscribe if you're yet to do so, turn on the post notification so you don't miss any other video from me. Share also this video because we are all learning, nobody knows it all, and I hope to catch up with you in my next video. All right, bye.